Madam Leader, on regards to the AUMF,
Yes.
talking to a lot of your members, I can't find one that's enthusiastic about this. They
Yeah.
said that no repeal of the 2001 AUMF means that
Yeah.
the president can essentially continue to operate the way they are. No geographic limitations, a real concern about how long Special Forces troops could be prolonged in the area. How do you sell this to your members?
Well, it's not a question of selling. We are all considering it together. So in our caucus, we build consensus and we listen to each other. Taking your points one at a time, in terms of the 2001 AUMF, the administration has said they didn't put it in this bill because it would be, this is a big package to move. So if we want to deal with that, we should deal with that separately. And that's something that we all have the prerogative to do. The second point on geography, well, some want to just confine it to Iraq and Syria, and we're saying, well, what about Jordan? You know, so then you get into naming countries, and that's a conversation we should have. There's, you know, I'm not saying one side is right, one side is wrong. It's a conversation that we need to have, but it's easier to say no limitation rather than start naming countries, and then you've left somebody out, giving a roadmap to the Al-Qaeda as to where they can go because we're not going. And that's a consideration. In terms of the timing, 3 years, I think the timing and the geography are related to the scope, because the scope is really the issue. And as I read, the limitations are that this authority granted in subsection does not authorize the use of U.S. armed forces in enduring offensive ground combat operations. And so that is the conversation that we need to have. There is no question that there's no appetite in the public for us to go into any more war. I don't think that this description here puts us in anywhere near the posture we were in Afghanistan and Iraq, though. I hasten to add, this is a limitation.
You and other members have said you want to limit the ability to deploy ground troops, but the
Yes.
Republicans control both houses of Congress, and they want to remove those limitations. Given that political dynamic and the fact that this is going to be marked up by Republican committee chairmen who want to take away those limitations, how likely is it that anything can pass?
Well, it's going to be hard, and I would hope that we could find common ground to have bipartisan support for how we protect and defend the American people. But that takes work. It's called legislating. You probably don't recognize it because it hasn't happened quite that much around here. It's a very, very, very serious responsibility to authorize the use of force and put our men and women in uniform at serious risk.